Did you fill yours up, bud? Oh my God. What's that big thing in your hand? Oh God.
A giant thing of agate.
Okay. I'm Moto. That's Mr. Meow. And he knows what's coming, even though he cringes when I say it. Let's go on an adventure. I don't even know anymore. Let's go. This is absolutely incredible, buddy. Apache Death Cave. Yeah, our car got stuck. Yeah, they're really cool, aren't they? Whoa. See how they're all over here? Okay, I think we're at the highest point.
A giant thing of agate.
Almost looks like brains.
That is crazy. Yeah, that's definitely petrified wood. Oh man, that's a whopper. The whole other side is just filled with
It just sucks.
it. Yeah. Check that out. It's December 25th. It's Christmas. And we are at the Round Mountain BLM Rockhounding Area looking for what, bud?
Fire agate.
Fire agates if we can find them, but lots of agates. Tons of agates, maybe a fire agate if we're lucky. And we're gonna suit up because it's just after sunrise. Just after sunrise, we're gonna have a long day out here, huh? 7:34. And we'll see what we can find. Just a couple feet in the car. He's found a small one. Yeah, they're all over. And this is a big chunker. So I think we're gonna collect this big chunker and then walk back to the car and put it in there so it doesn't weigh me down. But yeah, they're here. Looks like he's finding a bunch. All right, we went to the right of this loop road and we met some nice people and they said, no, all the rocks are to the left. So even though we were finding lots of agates at that spot, we're gonna head left. And I guess that's where better ones are. And what's crazy is right by this sign, there are tons of small teeny agates all through this. So this whole place is just full of agates. I think the trick today is only keep the good ones because there's gonna be too much to carry. Let's go left and we'll see what adventures lay in store. All right, the road's so bad that I wanted to stop. Before we got shaken to pieces, huh? But the loop does go around this mountain, so this must be Round Mountain. This is what we're gonna do and look for, and already there's just agate all around us, everywhere. Everywhere, look at it.
It's literally everywhere in the belt.
Yeah. So it's a bounty of riches, isn't it?
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna start our adventure, and just let you know how it gets going. I would recommend a high clearance vehicle if you're out here. So crossover SUV, something like that's fine. We did with two-wheel drive, that's okay. There was a lot of water on the ground because I think they had a storm come through, which is great because it's going to erode more agate out of the ground, but it does create these big puddles and you have to kind of navigate your way. You ready, bud?
Yeah.
Let's get going. So they are everywhere, everywhere. So there's a nice bubbly one. Now, these aren't the fire agates, you want the red ones, but it has a nice shape to it. And it's kind of bubbly pattern. One right next to it. So we're just doing Ziploc bags. We're not even wearing backpacks now. We're just gonna look around by the car. There's another one. Right there. 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 So there really is agate everywhere. You can't miss it. It's this big strewn field. Now that's the Round Mountain. That's where we're gonna hike up later. But we've got about 3 hours, so I figured we could collect kind of the bigger ones near the car, get them in the trunk, not have to carry around the weight. And yeah, I'm being a kind of picky here, just because there's so many. You can afford to be picky. But yeah, that one has some druzy on it. But yeah, they're everywhere. You can't miss them. So if you come out here, you can be a novice as long as you can make the drive. I don't know what to say. There's so many, we're gonna have to be very, very selective once we start hiking. This is bonkers, isn't it, bud?
Already being selective.
Yeah. But here's a red one. So here's a red, really dark red color. That might be kind of what more we're looking for. Just look at that agate, agate, agate.
There's just agate.
Agate. There's a great one right there. And a little one right there. Oh, look at that. It's like a little teardrop.
Show me. What does it look like? Does it look
Yeah. Yeah, all these little bubbly ones here. There's another one. It's got a nice little bubbly look to it for wire wrapping or something, like a pendant. So yeah, we're just gonna keep picking stuff near the car, dump it, and then we'll go hiking. So we're kind of figuring out what we like. I like the bubbly ones. And some of these are really icy looking, like this. And the ground is frozen, it's frosted over, so we're using these little widgie pry bars that I keep with me to pop them out. Mr. Meow was using the kick method before that, which is a good method, but your foot's going to be sore by the end of the day if you keep doing that. But yeah, there's all sorts of cool things out here. These are on the bigger side. Pretty cool. Your bags are already a third of the way full. It's hardly been a while. Put them up to the sun. Well, that's a great idea. Yeah, you can see the internals.
Makes things a lot easier.
Yep. So we're gonna find a washout. Seems to be the big ones that have eroded out. So we're gonna, why don't you go that way and I'll go this way. And then we'll start heading back toward the car as we fill up our bags. Did you fill yours up, bud? Oh my God. What's that big thing in your hand? Oh God.
A giant stick of vacuum.
Okay, look, mine's full too. There's a good one. There's a good one. Yours is full.
I'm not willing to fill it up anymore. I can barely close it.
Yeah. So I think it's time to drop this stuff off, huh?
Yes.
That's one bag full.
We've already filled one.
And it's only 8:27.
So it's only been, what?
Hardly any time at all.
15 minutes?
Not two, no. No.
10 or something?
Maybe 30, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to go back and look at the video, but that's a lot. There's a short amount of time, isn't it? And the car's just right there. So let's go drop this stuff off and keep going. The plan now is to go to the top of Round Mountain. We'll only keep super special ones on the way up. And then we'll pick up just good ones on the way back. We'll fill up them as we go down, right, bud? And we had some water bottles from a thrift store that we could put stuff in. But there's so much that we're just gonna switch to Ziploc bags.
Yeah, we're just gonna fill up bags of them.
It's crazy out here.
That's not bad.
That is probably half mile or a mile. We can do that. We can do that, no problem. After yesterday.
We dealt with white sands. That's a 5-mile thing of
Yep.
just sand dunes.
So along the way, what I'm looking for, he calls them raindrops. I call them popcorn. But this is white, but we want red ones with fire in them. But these would be good for, I know someone does wire wrapping. I'm gonna try to find a bunch of stuff for them. Here we go, bud. Yeehaw. Okay, bud, come here. This is what we're looking for. It's red. See how that's red? Now this one doesn't have any fire, so it's not fire agate. There's not a layer of iron behind it to shimmer, but it's these kind of red agates that we're looking for.
Oh, I've seen some of those.
Okay, so like, see how it looks like maple syrup, kind of? It's that reddish tinge, and it's got bubbles on it. That's what we're looking for, okay? Cool, go for it. Now as we
Easy
go
walk.
up, there's less and less to be found, right? There's not a high concentration anymore. So there's the car. There's this top. We're what, maybe halfway, a third, it's my guess. So there's not as much now, it's starting to thin out. But allegedly, theoretically, if we get toward the source, we should find higher quality stuff. But that might not be true. Maybe sticking to the car is the best plan. Who knows, right? Giving it a shot. But there are still some. They're just not like ridiculous mounds of them. So there's one. Just normal agate. We're definitely into the volcanic rock now, aren't we? And if you come over here, bud, here's some. You can see this is formed right out of that host rock. So it's the pockets inside that eventually get all the deposits over time and then erode out. And then it seems like they wash down and they concentrate down in that area there. Wow, big sneezes. So yeah, there's not much to be found.
I can't see it here.
Yeah, can you see it forming, where it formed? There you go. That's a great example. Yep. That's right where how it forms. So if you want some samples, maybe a good formation on a host rock, that would be a great place to look, is up here. We're just making our way. We're just gonna make our way to the top just for the heck of it, aren't we? And then we'll go back. But there's definitely less agates here because they still they have yet to erode out for the most part. Although every once in a while I am finding a few here and there. But they're very crystalline. It's almost like they have quartz crystals growths. So it's more like a vug kind of situation going on up here. Kind of interesting. Did you find a good one? Or is that a nope? Watch out for all those thorns too, okay? You got stuck. Uh-oh. The hazards of rockhounding. Yeah, be very careful, okay? Make sure all the thorns are out of your clothing. All right. Let's keep going.
I'm serious, I'm wearing 2 sweaters.
Yeah. So here I have a great example of how these pockets are formed. And it's a big rock, but you can see there's a pocket and there's crystals that grow inside it. So a lot of the stuff here are more like quartz crystals with vugs. But I haven't found a good example of a quartz cluster. They're pretty weathered and smashed up. But who knows? Mr. Meow's made it almost the way up there. I think let's get to the top and then start coming down. But all the really like ripply great ones seem to be down there by the car. The more you know. So we're nearly to the top. This is a great example of how those crystals form. You can see them all merging together from the sides. See, bud? But it's not a great sample because it filled in. It's not a keeper, but it does show how they're forming in cavities. And you're doing okay, aren't you? All right, let's keep going. Okay, we're almost at the top. Top is that little bush right over there. And I found, it's pretty heavy, but it's a nice specimen. It's got druzy all over it. Looks like Mr. Meow's checking out his latest find. Is that a good one? Nope, that's a lever. But here we are at the top, so let's pan around. So I think that's the loop where it splits. And the loop continues. That was going to the right. We wound up going back, going to the left. And I'll have to go back over this rise to show you the rest. But we made it to the top of Round Mountain, so that's something. That's saying something, huh, bud? Yeah. But definitely all the agates that are great are down by the car, aren't they? Yeah, we're probably gonna head back and do collecting there. But we're gonna get the lay of the land. And it's a beautiful view. Sun is up, that's east. So you want to go to the east side of Round Mountain, that's what we're hearing. Why don't you show that one off before you put it away? Of course, right when I finish the video and cut it, find a nice bubbly one. Look at that bubble. Sweet. So here's the top. Yeah, right by that bush must be the top. We made it, bud. Woo! Awesome. I'm gonna take a photo because then it's GPS tagged. Because when you're offline, I can't drop a pin for some reason. But if I take a photo, it's encoded. Who knew? Take a quick picture so I can get some GPS coordinates for the top. Not that you want to come up here, but if you do, yeehaw. And it looks like someone piled some rocks here and there. Or maybe they're just natural. Let me step on top, just say I'm king of the world. There we go. I'm king of the world. So right here, now as you get toward the top, there are some chunks of what you could shape. And these are, they look like the percussion chunks. I don't think they're anything, not an artifact, but we're in Arizona, we just crossed the state border and you cannot collect any artifacts. So just taking a video of them. I don't think they're scrapers, but just in case, set them down. Go ahead and leave them, right? No artifacts. You can take photos and videos. But yeah, right here toward the top. And there's some material that you could work if you're into that kind of thing, but you gotta come near the top. And the chunks aren't that big. I don't think I could shape any. You'd have to look for quite a while. But just thought I'd mention that you can find stuff that you could shape, but we're not into that. We're just gonna leave them. We're gonna head back to the car now. Here's more of those flakes, buddy. Flake material, percussion flakes. Oop, I gotta put it right back where I found it. As you can see, those have a really sharp edge. If you were gonna work them, they're too small, and I'll make sure I don't take anything I'm not supposed to. There's a big piece, bud. Yeah. That could have been, nope, it's not shaped well enough. Kind of cool though, huh? Wild. Okay, there's the car down there. And right there is the loop road. Little line down there. Going around. Around this mound. And maybe that thing over there is a higher part of the mound, but since we're not finding anything, I don't think it's worth walking over there. We're gonna head, oh, look at you. Are you Santa'd out, you little elf? Yeah. Okay, we'll keep going. So what I'm seeing is by the car, there was that washout I walked. And if you look, there was the stream bed we crossed, and there's another washout going upwards that way. So we might try the washout. We might go back toward that fork. And the washout would try it a little further back. This is why you get up high, you can scout. There's another fork right up there. Further up. Yeah. So maybe we should, uh-oh. You're doing great though. Look at all that stuff you found. Might try that out. You getting hot? You getting hot? With your hat? Here, I'll help you fix it. Oh my buddy.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, Santa, let's keep going. Oh, jeez. Mr. Meow just hissed at me. Great. Angry cat. We're getting grumpy cat? Uh-oh. Stay away. So I think I found a nice crystalline one. But no. No, I am not the expert. I'm not the pro. I am but a learner. Look at that. Mr. Meow is the master.
Found it right there.
Found it right there. That is a great example. So found some stuff that's good on the way back down. You do want to have good joints if you're going to do this type of hiking. So you do have to be relatively fit. Or you have to be 12. It helps, right? But if you're over 50 like me, make sure you definitely have good knee joints, ankle joints, all the joints, because you're gonna get a workout. Oh, let's keep going. So another handy tip is we have a roll of toilet paper. Anything with delicate crystals, I just roll them up, wrap them up, so that if the bag, is shaking around, they don't get a lot of chips in them. Get it? Okay, cool. So here's a good example. Don't worry about all that druzy stuff getting knocked about. I'm just gonna give it a quick wrap in toilet paper and put in the bag, and then we get going. Well, the best spot is definitely by the car. I mean, you just step outside and you find really great stuff. So we put all our stuff away in the car. It's getting hot, so we had to take off the hats. But the search continues, doesn't it?
Yes.
Here we go. It's kind of cool. Some of the stuff here has this beautiful kind of moonstone luster glow to them. It's pretty cool. Not finding a lot of reddish fire agate type stuff, but we are finding nice clear agates, which for us is still pretty cool because we can never really find this stuff. Well, it's warmed up. So we're down to shirts now. Oh, I've got a t-shirt on.
Long sleeves.
You got long sleeves. And we're just making our way up the washout because no matter where you go, there's great stuff. You can just park it or you can walk. But even when I sit down, I see more and more cool little ones. You can find medium-sized ones. They are everywhere, aren't they? There's no way to lose. No way to lose at all. Got about half a gallon. What time is it? 10:41. And we're just gonna keep going, aren't we, bud? Yep. Yeah, you having fun? Yeehaw. Just found, bud.
Yeah. See, these round ones are fantastic. Almost looks like brains.
You're an agate zombie. Brains. Brains. Ah! Look at that. Yeah, it's got a luster and glow to it. That's cool. Here's a great example of the reddish stuff you're supposed to find. It doesn't have that iron layer in it. So it's not a fire agate, but this is what you're kind of looking for. That reddish stuff with translucent on top. I don't see any fire in it. Well, I can barely see the car, so we're gonna head back, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, it's almost 11:30, which means it's time for us to go to our next place. And there's a second BLM area to look for fire agates. We didn't find fire agates, but we found a ton of agates, and for us, that is a great day. We're going, right, Mr. Meow? Yes. Okay. Time to plug in the Googly Maps and get to the next location. Okay. At this sign, you are supposed to sign in, but we couldn't see it because it was so dark. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign in, well, sign out, and then we'll keep going to our next location.
The BLM Round Mountain Rockhounding site is just across the border into Arizona from New Mexico. As you can see in the satellite view, the sign-in is to the north. Our first stop, which is marked on Google Maps, is to the west. And the better location where we had more luck, stop number 2, is on the east side. I've also marked the top of the Round Mountain hike that we took. Good luck.
And check this out. Check that out. That is crazy. Right next to it, another crazy piece.